Call to order the school committee, August 14th, 2025. Ryan, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Fisher?
Here.
Mr. Hack?
Here.
Mrs. Mastrocola? Mr. Wittridge? Mrs. Serena?
Yeah. So, good news, we have a quorum. Report of the school committee chair. All I really want to say is, I hope everyone's had a great summer. We start school in 10 days. Just for parents, for everyone out there, for students, let's not go crazy after the first couple of days. Bear with us. There'll be growing pains. Some kids are going to school for the first time. People are going from middle school to high school. People are going from elementary to middle school. The administration has done a great job to get everyone prepared, get everyone ready. The principals are ready. Everyone's ready. The teachers are ready. But there are going to be some hiccups. So we just, it's going to be the same things probably we're going to hear as buses, traffic, that type of thing. But just please bear with us. If something's broken, we'll fix it if we can. Okay, so if there's any issues, give us a call. We always respond and we always try to find you an answer. We do hope you had a great summer. And I think you'll see a lot of good things coming this year. The enrichment program's back. We have a new waterfall schedule at the high school, middle school. So we have a lot of good things going on. So I just, that's what I want to say. And like I said before, just bear with us. We'll get through it. Report of the.
All right, I have a little bit more. I was going to say that, a little bit of that, but I have a couple of invitations to the school committee. First, our opening day, which for the staff, which is August 25th, the Monday, at 9 a.m. is when we kick it all off in the auditorium. I'll make a presentation. It will be about 15 minutes. You're welcome to attend. I know you all have jobs, so you might not be able to, but I wanted to invite you. I also have an invitation from Mrs. Turbin. We have a new teacher orientation on Friday, next Friday on the 22nd at 9 a.m. here in the school committee room, where the new teachers are going to meet with Ms. Turbin. We have a whole calendar, so they get to put, faces with the names of the people they're going to have to deal with over the time to come. So,
Mr. Superintendent, I just want to say that's a great thing to attend. It's pretty cool seeing the new teachers.
absolutely.
It's funny. I think I came last year, and my youngest daughter, one of her best friends is in there. She's a teacher now, so it's two things. It'll make you feel old, but it'll make you feel proud to be from Saugus, because a lot of the teachers that come in are from Saugus and they're giving back. We have a principal from Saugus. I think, it's one of those things that it does make you feel good, so thank you.
Yep, no, so you're very welcome to come. We conducted our admin summit for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we went through all of the training for Title IX, bullying, investigation, 504s, suspensions, disciplinary consequences. We reviewed, completed, and discussed the district improvement plan. So everybody, and I'm going to present that later tonight, so that they can base their school improvement plans for the year based on that. So they'll have the school improvement plans coming to you in September along with their student handbooks. We held a policy subcommittee today, and that's on the agenda as well. We do have to adopt some policies where we have just not stayed current with the MASC policies, so they just need to be updated, and we'll get to that in a little bit. One thing I'm going to ask you to consider changing, or ask you to change. We have a half-day PD that was originally scheduled for May 13th. We're going to move that to January 28th. The move is because The May PD always seems to fall on a bad day, whether it's AP exams or MCAS exams. I don't know why we even try to do that one on those days. So we're gonna move it from May 13th to January 28th, because we do have a testing conflict, so we're gonna need your approval. I didn't know it was supposed to rain.
Yeah, I told you it was gonna open. I was looking out there. I was gonna say if you were a few minutes late, you were gonna get soaked.
And then, as far as this goes right to what you were saying, Mr. Chair, is the building leaders have been working really hard to get our students in on the 26th. So the buildings are coming up and getting ready to run. The teachers have been coming in. I know everybody's nervously excited. I know the staff always, when you take 8 weeks off, you tend to be a little bit skittish coming back. So we're trying to make it as welcoming as possible. I have my community newsletter coming out tomorrow, and there'll be reminders on there, and some of I'll have the district improvement plan, the strategic plan, the schedules for each school. I'll also have the dress code with what do you call it? Almost the stick figure person.
Yeah.
And then I have the cell phone, the no cell bell to bell as well. Those will be reminders on there. The no cell bell to bell that everybody's talking about, we've had it theoretically in Saugus already. We've been working under that premise. Again, our admin is trying to deal with that, but if you all understand how difficult it is to oversee cell phones and everything else. So, but we're already, on that. After, I'm sending my community letter out tomorrow, and then parents should be expecting, and students should be expecting, they'll be getting emails, they'll be pushed out on social media from the building principals, because they're gonna do their push out of communication coming up with their open houses and back to school nights. I've included that in my one overarching newsletter, but I'm sure you're gonna get individual messages from the other principals as they see fit. Let's see, the no cell bell to bell, the dress code, and really one of the last things I have, and I'm gonna throw it out there to you because it's on my mind, and I just wanna make sure that everybody knows that I'm aware of it, our principals are aware of it. I attended last week an AI workshop that was really kind of eye-opening. I'm not the most tech-savvy person in the world, and I went to a 2-day AI workshop, and I want to say I learned a lot, but I learned that I don't know very much about this beast that's out there. I definitely waffled back and forth between this is the greatest thing that's ever happened and this is the worst thing that's ever happened, and hopefully it'll be somewhere in between. The technology out there that most people are we've been using AI, whether we've known it or not, for years. So some of the programs that the teachers use, like Kahoot or Quizlet or those type of things, those interactive ones, they're a form of AI. When you do a Google search now, you'll see that there's an AI bot that comes up. So you're using that. But when they're talking about AI and the AI that people are nervous about, both in society and specifically in education, is the LLM, which is the large language model, which an example of is ChatGPT. So that's the one everybody's, nervous or cautious about. And so I'm gonna put together an exploratory committee to decide how we're going to try to best use the technology, because I think we'd be negligent if we didn't try to teach students AI literacy. It's a different world than when I grew up. It's a different world than our kids who graduated 3 years had. So I think that's the responsible thing to do. And one of the phrases came out, like I said, I was sitting there for 6 hours, and then I went back the next day at 6 hours, and I think I've talked to almost everybody that's in this room, and I've talked about it almost endlessly because it's kind of overwhelming. But I think the key focus that we have to take away from this is we need to use the technology to enhance the teaching and learning, not avoid doing something. So that's kind of the message that I will send to the staff and the students, and this is something we're gonna be exploring all year long to try to get a hold of it. And not that I think anybody can get a hold of it, I think it's out of the bottle, so, but I think we have to leverage it and use it to enhance our teaching, enhance our learning, and make it better, but make sure that students know how to use it with integrity, and make sure that they know the positives and the negatives, the drawbacks, and the upside of it. So, more to come on that.
Yeah, and I would be remiss to say, I think we need to look at how it will affect the learning and how it affects their assignments, right? I think
Yeah.
that's the conversation we had.
Yeah, well, definitely, and I mean, I'm not going to because it's a
No.
meeting, but I could talk for an hour on it because I was just so over, like, one of the things you can use it for is, because I saw a teacher that showed it that you have like a writing prompt, so you have a set of prompts. Well, if you've been in a classroom, whether it's a math classroom or an English classroom, you give a prompt, and you have a prompt, and you have 24, 25, 28 kids there, and you want them to read the prompt and do the math problem, or read the prompt and write something. Well, if they get stuck on the prompt and they can't figure out what it means, they freeze up and they skip that question, which is not what we want to do. So she did something where they can use the technology to ask a different way to ask the prompt without having somebody say, Mr. Hashem, I don't understand what this means. They can each individually do that while the teacher walks around to make sure it's being done. So it
Wow.
that's where I'm talking about leverage it, not have it write it for it, not have it solve the problem for it, but just tell me what you're asking in a different way. Tell me what you were asking and make it a little bit more individual. So those type of things, sky's the limit. So that's where I ping pong on this side and, wow, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. And then the flip side is somebody types in, write an essay on Macbeth, and it spits out an essay on Macbeth. And
Right.
if you try to turn that in your own, there's no learning. You don't, and the AI isn't perfect either. It can make all kinds of mistakes. So you have to teach people the literacy part to look at the answers it gives, or look at the prompts, and do everything with that, critical thinking to make sure that what you're getting is real. Like we had the old card catalogs, or we used encyclopedias, probably dating myself, probably not everybody in the room has.
Mike Wilfish.
Right, so we did it that way. Now people tend to Google or ChatGPT, but they have to now analyze whether the information is right, wrong, or different, and what it means. So, again, I digress, but this is definitely gonna be a work in progress, and I think it could be a tool we can leverage, and I think it's our responsibility to make sure our students know how to use it properly. That's it.
Perfect. Moving on to new business, we have approval of bills dated August 14th, 2025, in the amount of $905,775.60.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
Mrs. Serena?
Yes. Next, we have the approval of a donation from Stephen Carmello Music Scholarship Foundation in the amount of $773.36.
I'll make a motion to approve donation for 73736.
Chair seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have the presentation of the aforementioned District Improvement Plan 2025-2026.
All right, so I emailed you all a copy of it beforehand. It's the one that has the watermark draft on
Yep.
it to keep it straight. And you should have the current version, which is August 7th was the last edits. It says it in the bottom, okay. So what we did is, again, we're fortunate now that we have a 5-year strategic plan. So our district improvement plan doesn't meander. What we have is, we have objectives that we have from year to year. We have, over the last couple of years, picked 3 objectives from the strategic plan and made those the district focus. So you will see on this, we have our district mission, our district vision, which hasn't changed. And then you'll see 3 primary areas of focus, and then secondary areas of focus. The secondary areas of focus are the ones that, and I'm not gonna say we finished, but those are the ones we've had before that are now, they're still in the background, we're still following them, they're still real, but there's something we worked on the last 2 years. The new areas of focus are development of a work culture and environment to ensure Saugus is a district where educators are valued, appreciated, and motivated. That's our growth. Build and maintain a self-welcoming, supportive learning environment based on understanding each student's individual needs, assets, opportunities, and challenges. That's the student's sense of belonging. And identify and rapidly address academic needs to ensure all students accelerate their learning, and that's the learning. So they're the same 3 buckets we've been choosing each year. We've just picked one objective from each one off the district, off the strategic plan. So if you look at the next 3 pages, what you'll see is each objective, and I don't have to read it to you. So I have each objective, and then under it you have categories of action steps, and then individual action steps that we're gonna try to implement in order to reach these objectives or reach these goals.
Will this be on the district website?
I can put this on get this on the district website as soon as you adopt it.
Yeah,
Once you adopt it, I have to go take the watermark draft, I change the draft version to school committee adopted version, and then what we'll do is I'll send it to my principals. The principals will then set their school improvement plans around these 3 big buckets and make sure they adapt them for their individual school needs and how that looks in their building. And again, enrichment plays a lot of it, because trying to deal with the learning loss that we had from 5 years ago, that's where the enrichment comes in. And a lot of the learning loss was the social emotional part of it, where they didn't feel that sense of belonging, they didn't feel that ability to interact with other students. So I think that what we saw last year with the enrichment program plays a big part of all of this. And I said it in my administrative summit this week. It really was informational to me, was when the kids came in last year with the teachers and described the enrichment program. I was really happy to see the students, but some of the things that I took away from that were, I don't want to say I was surprised, but I was really pleased with hearing what they said. You had, one of the big things was here at the Belmonte, 3rd graders, 4th graders, 5th graders got a chance to be part of a whole school as opposed to just a grade. Then you also heard the teachers so excited about seeing other kids other than the ones they had, and having the kids get a chance to know other students that they wouldn't necessarily see during the school day, and seeing that trusted adult that you now had and build that relationship with somebody else that you're trying to do. Now, it all happened under the umbrella of enrichment, but I think they got a lot more out of it than whether it was robotics, or whether it was that finance with Fitz, or whether it was quilting, or all the little things they did, and the drama that they did here, and the play they did after school at the end of the spring. So, I mean, I think that the enrichment program carries a lot, and hopefully during the school year in the classes, you'll see that carry over to make a more positive culture.
Yeah, no, I've read this several times. I think it hits everything. It hits all the points we need, as far as even going into the maintenance and care of the buildings. So, yeah, I don't have any questions. Anyone?
I'm good.
Do you have any questions?
No, my only comment is that I'm really happy that it is as extensive as it is, talking about, even going into depth about the physical environment of our facilities, and that made me pretty happy.
Yeah. No, and once this does get voted on, and if it gets passed, we will put it on the.
I'll put it on the website as soon as you say
Yeah.
yes, and then, like I said, once you say yes tonight, or if you say yes tonight, this becomes our improvement plan. Then the principals will go back, work on their school improvement plans to align directly to this, and then we're off and running.
Yeah, and all I would say is to the principals and yourself is, if there's needs that aren't there, please come back to us.
Oh, absolutely, and one of the things I also said to the principals with regards to this is, there might be a unique objective that they have to work on that might be different than the other schools, and I told them that's fine, but just run it by everybody before you go 10 miles in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, this is kind of like 2 years ago where the enrichment program kind of started to snowball in a positive way. So I think that if they go with this and follow this, we're going in the right path.
Perfect. Excellent. So,
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we adopt the district improvement plan as laid out by the superintendent for 2025, 2026.
Chair seconds, can we do a roll?
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
Mrs. Serena?
Yes. Next, we have FY '25 budget amendment number 4, closing amendment to amend lines to reflect actual expenditures. I think,
Mr.
go ahead.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah,
On this item on the agenda, I just want to make sure that we're not moving any monies in this current budget. It's so early. Our budget should be in fine shape that we wouldn't need to move any line items this early in the process.
no,
Last year.
this is closing out the year.
Closing out the year.
Closing out FY '25.
Okay, thank you.
Seeing that, I'll make a motion that we approve budget amendment number 4.
Chair seconds, can we do a roll?
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
And Mrs. Serena?
Yes. Next, this one's, we might need a translator on it.
I'm ready for this one.
Discussion of policy subcommittee. The policy chair's not here, so I will just pick up. So the first one is policies from the policy project section A, adjustments to align with the updated requirements.
Mr. Chair, first, there was one we were told we have to adopt
Oh, yeah,
first.
yes.
So there's a policy BGC that we are missing, which is the policy revision and review. So I can pass you out this. This basically is the policy that allows us to
Change the
update
policy.
policies.
So I'll read this. In an effort to keep its written policies up to date so that they can be used consistently as a basis for school committee actions and administrative decisions, the committee will review its policies on a regular basis. In its review, the committee will evaluate how policies have been implemented. It will consider feedback from school staff, students, and community when revising policies as appropriate. The superintendent is expected to call to the attention of the committee all policies that are out of date, or for other reasons that appear to need to be revised. So this is the policy that allows us to change the policy.
And it also tells us that we should do what we're about to do, and that is adopt the updated policy guidelines from MASC. Sorry. I have to say
So
this.
with this being just a procedural vote, I would say we waive a second reading, but
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we waive second reading and adopt policy BGC, policy revision and review.
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
Mrs. Serena?
Yes. Now with that done, we'll move.
We have a second one that is, I mean, you could do this in any order you want.
Yeah, we'll do JRA.
Yeah, JRA is a student records one that we were informed by DESI we need to comply with. So I have this one for you. Seeing that I printed them up, I might as well.
So this,
This is one that we were made aware of by DESI, that our policy is out of date, and this is the compliance for the out-of-date policy.
so we will do 2 readings on this, so we can get this on the website for the community to look at it.
Yep.
So what this does is it's the student records. All it does is update our policy to align with DESI's
To
policy
align
as
with what we're
far
supposed
as
to be, yes.
getting students' records. So when a student asks for a record, parents ask for records, this allows them to get the records. Whether it's transcripts, I believe, and things
Yeah,
like that.
it's just to update the process by which they have to go and what we have to do in order to make that happen.
Correct. So, we will do a second read, so we don't have to vote on it. So can we get this up on the website?
Absolutely, I already wrote website
And we'll
on it.
take it up at the next meeting. Takes us to the third one, which is
Section A.
Section A. So what we did is we worked with MSCA, MSAC,
MASC, Mass.
Mass School.
Mass.
MSAC,
Yes.
MSAC,
Yep.
to go through all our policies and to look at our policies and see where they're lacking, where they're out of date, and update those policies for us. It's a file about that big. It has all the policies from A, and they've been updated. Some of them haven't been updated in years, so a lot of them don't have, whether it's social media or things that are prevalent in today's world, not on there. So those have been updated to reflect the updated MSAC policies where our policies came from.
Yeah, we originally, Mr. Chair, we originally took our policy guidelines from MASC and adopted the whole set altogether as one. That was, I think, in 2002. As policies or the school committee deemed they wanted to update policies to be specific to Saugus, we tended to stay current with those and make sure. But there's a lot of policies that are in the background that MASC has changed or updated probably 2 or 3 times since. And this is just bringing us up to what their current policy is if we adopted the whole thing out of hand today. And
Yes.
these are the ones we haven't updated already.
So, I would ask that we just get it on the website and then vote on it next meeting. That way it gives the community time to look at it. There's nothing earth-shattering in there.
No.
Saugus-specific policies remain the same. It's just updating some policies from 2002 to now, so. So we'll get that on the website and put that on for the next meeting. Next, we have approval of school committee meeting
No,
minutes.
we actually have the D policies, the ones where we're out of compliance on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Sorry, I
I got them right here, so.
So there's 8 policies here that our compliance officer went through, and we need these like yesterday.
Yeah.
Because these are compliance issues, so he went through them and just made sure that we are fully compliant with these 8 now. So that would be section D, policy DA, DB, DBC, DBD, DH, DI, DJG, and DKC. Those 8 policies have to be changed for us to maintain compliance.
Yeah, so we will vote on that tonight, and we will waive this. I'd like to waive a second reading, because these are policies that need to put us in compliance with DESI's regulations, state regulations, so.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we waive second reading and adopt the Section G policies as referenced by the superintendent.
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
Mr. Sereno?
Yes.
Shout out to the superintendent for pronouncing all of those all.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, with us now
The
in
acronyms, yeah.
compliance. We'll move on to approval of school committee meeting minutes for July 17th, 2025, executive session.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the executive session minutes of July 17th, 2025.
Cheers.
Chair, I wasn't there, so I can't vote on them.
Okay.
So you're not gonna have a quorum.
You're not gonna have a quorum.
Okay, so we'll just put these on the next agenda. Sorry, sir.
No problem.
Well, I like to clean up your, meeting minutes. So, next we have public comment.
I'm gonna be the public tonight. I just wanted to share two FYIs that the middle high school is going to be piloting. With the new schedule, there's 5 minutes of passing time building-wide. So I'm going to be putting something out to parents next week about, on the middle school side in particular, being assigned a locker, making sure their jackets, their athletic equipment, their band instruments are in the lockers and their backpacks. The reason I'm saying that, and I'm trying to give everybody a heads up, is they now have 5 minutes. That was the biggest argument last year to the previous principal about not having middle school kids put backpacks in lockers. So they need to put their backpacks in their lockers. They will be able to go to their locker between every class if they want. They'll have plenty of time in that 5 minutes, because they're really only going room to, they're close,
Yeah.
unless they're going to one of their specials. The high school side of the building will just continue being high school students, and that, if we weren't in the same building, that's a difference that happens. High school kids are treated a little bit differently. So that's coming, just want to let you know. I will come back probably in October after we do it for a number of weeks to make sure it's going smoothly and ask that it become a policy. There's no discipline attached to it. They'll just be spoken to or asked to put their backpack in their locker, and they won't get in trouble. So that was the other piece. They shouldn't be getting in trouble for backpacks. It will make things a lot easier. There was, at least from my assistant principal's point of view, there was a lot of what she described as handsy things with backpacks. Shoving, pushing, pulling, throwing the backpacks, stepping on, not anything in particular, it's just middle school stuff. So if we can eliminate that, that would be a great thing. The second FYI is I'm putting some additional components into our attendance policy, 6 through 12. Very specific about what's an unexcused absence, excused absence. We're adding documented absences, which are all the things that you would have something in writing for: a doctor's visit, a college visit, a court appearance. And I'm going to be attaching credit reduction on the high school side to X amount of absences that are not documented. So even excused absences, and that would typically be a parent calling their child in sick, or a student staying home for another reason, not documented, that would count towards their number of absences before they start to get credit reduction. So theoretically, a student could get an A in geometry and have no credit for the class if they had, 16 plus absences. And they would have to make up 5 credits in math, not the course, because they passed the course, but they'd have to make up the credits. So credits and physically being present go hand in hand. You know that from college. You get your credits not just from the work that you turn in, but you have to be present in most of those classes too in order to earn the credits. On the middle school side of the house, it will be a little bit different because credits don't matter over there per se. And we're going to be putting more components in place too. With the new model of an adjustment counselor at each grade, there'll be phone calls home to make parents aware that they've got 2 to 3 absences that aren't documented. We'll be setting up meetings. Initially with the adjustment counselor, the next step would be with the assistant principal, associate principal, possibly the principal, and then we'll move to put some of the tougher penalties in play. Again, not necessarily giving kids detention or suspension, because that doesn't solve the problem. Getting at why they're not in school is more important. So hopefully, this will help get us going in the right direction, 6 through 8. And the high school students will start to remember that high school is a serious place, and we do serious work there, and you need to be present. So I am gonna also try that out for a few weeks before I come to you with the actual additions to the current policy. So it was basically taking our current policy and giving it some teeth, is how I would describe it. Not just detentions and things. That doesn't solve kids from coming in late. Also included in this will be 3 tardies to school or class equal an unexcused absence. And with the 5 minutes, no reason for anybody to be not in class on time.
I
We'll
commend.
give it a go.
I commend you on this, I do. I think, obviously, my wife's a teacher, and I see the absenteeism of students today is, you're talking, I mean, we used to think 5 days was a lot. These kids, some of them are 60, 70 days.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And they miss a lot, and that's my point, and that will be my point to our parents and guardians, is anytime your child is not in school, they miss a lot. You can do so much on Google Classroom, you can't make up the, what did my classmate's question relate to? Did the teacher explain it a different way that I might understand it better? Those are the things that happen in a classroom that you can't make up simply by going on Google Classroom and doing the assignment, or staying after school and making up the assignment. They really need to be focused on being in school. And my assumption that I put at the top of this draft is that everyone assumes that being in school, being in class is one of the most important components. And that teachers, students, caregivers, everybody's on board with being present is really important. So we'll
Best of-
try. I'm going to, this is probably something I'll put out there as a goal or whatever, but we need to put more effort into this and make it more important, and really talk to parents about, you've got to get your kids to school.
And
Yeah,
Mr.
the most important ability is availability.
And Mr. Chair, this is not a Saugus issue.
Oh, no,
We're
it's
hearing this-
absolutely not.
I'm
It's-
hearing this from every district around the state, that the
Yeah.
attendance, and again, Dr. Scazzarella is correct, if the students aren't there, everything falls apart. So,
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, that's- yeah.
listen, I'll speak for myself, but you have our backing.
Okay, I'll be back with the fish, with the data, because I'm gonna try it out, make sure it's working, because a lot of this depends on, accurate record keeping. There's a lot of pieces here, but with the rotating full schedule now, it won't be the same class that gets hit
Yeah.
every morning, and no one's leaving early. You'll be happy to know that there's one directed study each block on the high school side, and I would say 10% of the students who are on Edgenuity is what we're working with now, so it's very manageable.
Awesome.
Classes are big, but everybody's in a class.
Excellent.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, because from listening to you talk, you're not looking at the student who might have like the flu for a couple
No,
of
no,
days. Or
no.
the student,
No.
like, we're not talking, for those listening to this,
No.
this is the people with chronic absenteeism and with.
Like, Dr. Scott,
Yeah.
I can't remember, you had the 3 tier, what was the other, what's the one that?
Documented.
Documented,
Right.
that would be a documented?
That would be a documented absence, and if a parent, I also understand, not everybody can get to the doctor.
Right,
So if a parent has a student who's been home for 5 days with the flu without seeing the doctor, all they have to do is let us know.
right,
We're not gonna doubt that.
right.
They're not in school.
That's very reasonable.
But,
right.
yeah, I
Yes.
just think the
You had the same
vacations,
question as I did.
the days, mental health days, whatever, and those are okay every now and then, but you have to understand that's
Yeah.
going to count in your
Yeah.
absences for credit reduction.
Right.
So that, in all my years as a principal, the credit reduction is the only thing that I ever was part of that worked, that got kids to school on time, slowed down the amount of times people pulled their kids out of the school for a trip or what have you, and also made it really important to be in class again. And that was a good thing, because detention, making them wait in a line to sign in, now they're even later, all that, it didn't change the behavior. What I found changed the behavior was you need to take 5 more credits of math, because you got no credit for math, or 5 more credits for history, because you got no credit for history.
It
We'll
goes
see.
to consequences.
Yeah,
There has to
we'll
be
see.
consequences for every action, there isn't reaction.
So, we'll see, but I'll come back with the information to share, and I'll bring it to the policy subcommittee if I want to make it part of our policy. I feel like it should work, so we'll see.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, I
Thank
don't
you.
have anything else. Oh, October 4th, I will send out a formal invitation, but October 4th, we are going to have a dedication of the building. It wasn't dedicated originally because it was COVID, so we're having an entire homecoming week. All our sports teams are home. I've worked with Mr. Serino. The football game is on the Thursday night, so we're gonna have a dance on Friday night, first one in a while. That's not a prom or anything.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
think we're gonna plan an ice cream social for the middle school kids, because they're not coming to dance. But we'll do that after school. And on Saturday morning, we'll have the dedication of the building. I'm gonna open it up, anyone in town who wants to come and get a tour. I think a lot of people have never been in the building.
Right.
They don't know what a beautiful space we
Oh, it's
have
beautiful,
there. and
yeah.
I
Well, they've
really
only
want-
been in part.
Yeah,
like,
they've been in the gym, or the auditorium. I really want people I want to show off our building and let people know this is where your taxes go, because my taxes go there. And I want to make sure they see what a great building it is and all that we have to offer. And then later that day, there's 2 more home games. So we've got a week of really Sachem pride stuff. So it's
Awesome.
good.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thanks.
Thank you.
They're there. We're gonna plan a separate night
Mr.
for those, the banners.
Mr. Chair,
I
are
think-
there for the gym.
I think it's gonna be one, early, I don't know if it's in the preseason or at the very beginning of the
Yeah.
season.
We're trying to get those
Yeah.
put up so we can have
Yeah.
we can open, I'd love for them to be ready for October 4th, that would be great.
My hope is that they'll be
If
ready
they can,
before then.
That would be really good to let.
Now that we
people
have
see.
them,
Yeah, no,
They look
awesome,
nice. They look good,
that's awesome.
so it's coming.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you name and address, that's it.
Ana Maria Brandão Nebo, 35 Hilltop Avenue, Saugus. So I'm the president of LPAC, which is English Learned Parents Advisory Council. That's why you see me here all the time, because there are
Thank you for
parents.
coming.
There are parents that are learning English, and we meet from time to time, the school year. I believe every second Thursday here at Belmonte. I'm gonna check that.
I think it's the same, Mr. Chair, I think it's the same day as we typically meet.
Yes.
That's why we see you guys sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we meet on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays of the month.
Yeah, so far I'm the chairwoman over there, because they're gonna vote again this coming year. I don't know, I'm gonna try to be the chairwoman again, I don't know.
What time do you do it? What time is it?
Usually 6:30.
6:30?
Yeah, 6:30. I'm gonna check with them again, and I'll make the official invite. I have a question about, one of the parents, they email me, and there is no pre-K at VETS.
Say that again?
There is no pre-K at VETS because of the budget?
No, this pre-K.
There's pre-K, yeah.
There is pre-K.
It's just
pre-K.
not everybody got in.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
okay.
so there's pre-K like we do every year, there's pre-K every year, but it's first come, first served, so sometimes if you don't get in, you get on a waiting list. I think we had 11 or 10.
It's actually a lottery that gets drawn, so we don't, typically it was, they didn't want to make it first come, first served.
So it's a
because
lottery?
So the names get in a certain amount of time, and then it's a lottery. and they
Okay.
get it, yeah.
All right. And another thing that the principal mentioned about the open house right here for the high school, middle school, I heard a lot of complaints about the high school section for the boys' bathroom was like a disaster, was like a break, it was very bad. So, I mean, she mentioned about how beautiful the buildings, and we're like, and then it came to my mind that I mean, if she's not here, but that's fine, you can
Absolutely.
tell
I'll
the,
pass it along.
Yeah, so
The-
I think,
the bathroom, like, the kids need to, like, take care of what is theirs. Like,
yeah, no, so, I mean, we have teachers watching the bathroom now because there is some vandalism going on, and I think we're trying to get a handle on that, and I think we have a good plan for this year, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, and that's it, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love having you here, so don't stop coming.
We lost our regular, so we're good.
Next, we have executive session.
You gotta
Mr.
make a
Chairman,
I'll make a, oh, John's got. Go.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adjourn to executive session, which would include Mr. Hashem, myself, you, Mr. Fisher, and Ms. McBride, not to return to public session, to conclude the meeting.
Chair seconds. All in-
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Hash?
Yes.
And Mr. Serino?
Yes.